Welcome, 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 everyone, to another adventure into reality. Come one, come all, come here to our Zoom room. If you are currently listening on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Periscope, or any other place and want to be a part of the callers that are going to be today, you must be here in the Zoom room. Robert, my intrepid producer, has put up all the information for you. And for you lazy asses out there that can't type there because you can't copy paste off of a video screen, you may have to type in zoom.us. The meeting number is 911-001-1974. For all of you cell phone-aholic people that are in US, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, or any else in the world and want to still be a part of the Zoom room and be chosen, you must be in the Zoom room. We remind everyone, if you are coming into the Zoom room, please turn off your video. We will be canceling everyone's video. The next thing, we have 16 people who've already raised your hand. If you are not next to your device when we send you a message that says, please unmute yourself, you will not be chosen. Get that? So if your hand is currently raised, you must be next to your device. We give you 2 chances now, not 3. 2 chances. Are you there? No. Are you there? No. Goodbye. Next. So please be respectful and stay next to your device. If you got to run to the bathroom, take it with you. Flush them when you're on mute. Ha, ha, ha. So today is going to be open call-in. Once again, it is what's called Wheel of Callers. I do not choose the callers. So if you are a whiny-ass poo-poo, choose me, choose me, choose me, raise your hand and understand it is the karmic wheel of callers that only Robert knows how the mystical process of the Wheel of Callers works. And for right now, anybody entering the Zoom room, and it's giving you want to enter, and you've got all these things, it says do not start with video. It will only screw up your personal experience. Okay? Robert, let's spin up the Wheel of Callers and see who is going to be first next to their device.
All righty, great intro and clear. I got it. Zeph, you're our first caller tonight with Andrew.
Zeph, are you there? Going once, you're not there. Zeph, are you there? Going twice. Zeph?
Can you hear me?
Yes, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the North Bay, San Fran area.
North Bay, San Francisco. You made it. What do you want to talk about today?
How exciting. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Just a quick question. I will make this quick for everybody.
Okay.
I had a vasectomy when I turned 30 because my biological father didn't want to have any children with my mother, and my mother raised me. So I decided, when I got older that I wouldn't want to have children. So I did that. And it was a good decision I made for myself as a man. Well, I'm 40, in my 40s now. Last year, I found out that who my father was, and I found out that he had passed away. And as I was doing some research on who he was, because I didn't know who he was the whole time, I found out that his family members, my great-great-grandfather and great-grandfather, they were in the Masons, and they were 33-degree Masons. And when I found that out, it kind of triggered me in a little way, because from what I gather, the Masons are an introduction to Satanism and whatnot. And I was just wondering if there was anything affiliated with my family karma that I need to be aware of, or anything that I can do to clear myself from being associated with any kind of negative energy like that.
So first thing first, Masons aren't associated with Satanism. There
Okay.
are some aspects where they share minor philosophies with, but they have their own light and dark process that is absolutely separate of Satanism. Satanism, as we know it today, LaVey Satanism, is relatively modern, within the last 90 years. Now, Elizabethan Satanism, which is what a lot of the Dark Cabal practice, or a precursor to that, which is a more of a pagan expression that had nothing to do with the angels and the devils. It had to do with the negatives that occupied the world long before the current sets of gods, whatever you want to call it, existed. Now, the Masons come back to those that built the pyramids. That's where they trace themselves back to 10,000 plus years ago.
Okay.
Not all Masons are bad. Not all Masons are good. Now, to answer your question, do you have negative lineage energy in you? As soon as you chose the vasectomy, whatever curse was done, you broke it.
Okay.
Okay. Does that mean you don't have side effects? Well, obviously people have good lives and bad lives. Have you had tremendously negative things happen to you?
Not tremendously, just normal life stuff. I'm actually pretty blessed. I feel like my life is a continuous stream of miracles, and I just want to keep it that way.
Then you don't have demonic forces kicking you in the ass every day and pouring shit all over your life walk. Okay.
No, sir.
Do you still stand by you don't want to have kids?
Personally, for myself, yes. But if there was a child to enter my life that needed help, I would be willing to help, because I like being service to humanity.
So it doesn't need to be your blood.
Correct.
Okay, then you're set to
Okay.
go. Now, everyone that rediscovers lineage and heritage where you didn't know about before you knew about the Mason side, their energy was still there. It was just in what's called your unawareness or your unknowingness. So what do you do for a job?
Well, I was working at the thrift store for the last 15 years, and then COVID laid me off. So now I've just been kind of floating, and I'm just letting the universe guide me. And I just wake up and I say, Great Spirit, take my heart, make it yours, wherever you want me to be, whatever you want me to do, put me there. So I'm just kind of going with the wave of the wind, and I know everything's going to be okay.
So what if Great Spirit told you to not seek the eternal energies, to seek the internal, and that having a form of service to self was the greatest benefit you could do for all of humanity right now?
I'm on board.
Well, then my best advice for you is take on the words of service to self that involves self-healing, self-nurturing, self-education, and self-illumination. For whatever reason, you're jobless right now. And it's not like you've never gone without a job. You've had a job for 15 plus years. Well, this is one of the times that you learn to hustle with your creative energies. Okay?
You got it, boss. I know what that means to me.
Okay, you got to hustle. But at the same time, you got to make sure that hustling is fun.
Of course. Of course. Yeah, you got it. Thank you. I don't want to take up much time. I'm going to let other callers jump in. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Zeph. Take it easy.
You got it, bud. Take care. Bye.
All right, Robert, let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who is next. Robert.
All right, Tuba G.
Tuba G, are you there?
Tuba G, there we go.
Wow. Hi.
Yeah, you made it. Where are you calling from?
Oh my God. I'm eating right now. I'm so sorry. I didn't expect it. I love you.
Okay. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Turkey, Istanbul, or Constantinopolis.
Oh, Istanbul, Turkey. Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
Hi. I actually don't really want to talk about me, but I have some questions about the wheel of becoming, the Bhava chakra.
Okay.
From the Tibetan blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but before this, I watched the shows with you and Monty, and in the very first one, when you were talking about how all the religions will be very surprised, and then the atheists will be even more surprised, and then at one point you said, if Buddha would see, the Buddha would see how everything ended up, he would say, why didn't you tell the actual part? Why did you leave it out? But you didn't say, or I didn't hear you saying which part was left out.
It said they gave them 80% of the teachings and held 20% back. And in that joking scenario, which has a form of truth behind it, it was basically saying you gave them 80% but held 20% back. What the fuck's wrong with you? We were supposed to be the religion that didn't do that.
But are we supposed to know the 20%, or are we good with?
Absolutely. And the reason why many of the Buddhist organizations held it back was because there were warlords, there were kings, there were murderous people everywhere, and you had to build up a large following of people who were not murderous warlord personalities. Otherwise, you would have a bunch of non-violent people who could easily be taken over. Therefore, you limited it to the upper echelons of people.
Okay.
There's a reason. All religions have a reason, not justified in our modern history anymore, though.
So, for example, in one sentence, if could you tell us now, like, this is what they held back and this is what you should know right now? Or do we already know it?
Self-illumination teachings that can put you on the path, that are not mantras, that are not mudras, that are literally self-illumination teachings that when the out loud name it to claim it system, it's not just me that's created, all systems use it. And then there are a variety of other dogmatic things that have taken over meditation, monkism, and the rest of the teachings completely removes monkism as a way of life from the Buddhist teachings. Now, often there's a lot of Buddhists who come to become a monk, and the monk life is what survived all these thousands of years.
Let me just ask this also. What about, not like are you endorsing it, but what do you think about it? The sage Ramana Maharshi, his direct path, which actually resonates with me because he says that you don't need to seek out a guru outside of you.
Absolute truth.
In this age where we are, I'm like,
Absolute,
I wouldn't even surrender to any entity which I would cross in my, which I don't. But even if I would cross any entity, I would say, okay, just go away. I'm like very choosing.
That's absolute truth. Absolute truth. One does not need to seek any guru. One needs a teacher that can put you on the path to self-illumination and remind you of the points of self-healing, self-nurturing, self-discover, self-illumination, that those are the 5 tenets of creating a form of spiritual hygiene. What are you doing for your self-healing nature that's hygienic? What are you doing for your self-education thing that's basic? It's not basic repetition. What are you doing for your self-exploration that is allowing yourself to go to the edge of your unknowingness and learn something new? Okay. And then the overall spiritual hygiene is, what does your daily practice look like at the end of the year? When you look back with hindsight at what I've practiced over the year, that which is repetition, that which is expansion, that which is exploration, that which is self-healing, self-nurturing, and self-love. So when you look to the future and you start planning your next year, you are able to strategize with your spiritual hygiene, your daily practice, to advance yourself into self-healing, self-nurturing, self-illumination, and self-discovery.
Yeah. And for example, when you said planning your next year, where do we draw the line between totally letting go, but to the real and the one true source?
So first, hold on. First thing first, the one true real source is an illusion and a delusion that many religions have created. You are the one true real source, and you come through that through self-realization techniques.
Yeah.
You are already the one true source, and the only thing that's making you think you're not is the lineage that you're born in, the soul families that you're here to have spiritual contracts with that take you 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 degrees of separation away from source as part of your spiritual contract process to be embodied as a soul who has the oversoul that is there for what purpose? To make encoded frequencies and lights that are memories so that we can learn source disconnection, source reconnection, source disconnection, source reconnection.
So, my only aim right now is because I'm so tired of hustling, but not in a working sense, but for family stuff, that I'm like, okay, I really want to be at that point where people are talking about the Satchit, like, I don't know, I don't want to say it's heaven, or I don't, and I'm not running away from any work if there's work to done or any responsibility to take, but I'm like, isn't there this perfect place where I just can be totally in the flow so that I don't need to really row myself and just can let go, which doesn't mean I don't want to use my brain or so. I'm totally in. But
do you realize
where
you're
is
saying
this
do you realize you're saying double negatives and double positives in the same statement, and that you're
No.
you're just realizing how conflicted you really are with your family, your own Freudian slips if you actually listen to what you say, and the speed that at which you're saying them is defensive.
Good, I didn't get it.
Okay, the speed at which you're using your words and you're explaining this is not nerves, it's defensive in the nature. You have issues with you hustling, you have issues with that, you've been doing it for so long you're tired because you're working too hard on all of the different spiritual areas. And the whole thing is, I just want to be free so I can lay back and go into it, but at the same time I'm willing to do the work, blah blah. That's a double negative. It reverses its own statement. You can do that anytime. The only thing that's stopping you is you. And all of the excess input that is data overload for you. You have to learn when somebody else is forcing their emergencies to mean more than yours. You can't wait till your body's in emergency and then constantly service it, especially when everyone else is trying to take you. You have to have solid, firm boundaries when other people's dramas and emergencies come to your doorstep when you don't have the energy. No, I'm number one. Put the middle finger up to them and say, I am number one today. Your emergencies, there's somebody else that can handle your emergency today, not me. Bye-bye.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I just came to that point, but it's over it now anyway. So, like, very little work is left. And then, actually, then I don't know what to do.
And that's your other problem. You've been working for so long and so hard. Now it's all responsibilities on me. Yeah, your next level is all personal responsibility to the practice. So, that's what happens when you come to hard work. And everyone out there that's putting C- and C+ effort, this woman is putting A+ effort. And now for her to get the 4.5 graduating thing, which is higher than a 4.0, it all about comes to the next level of responsibility she wants to take on and maintain.
It's actually funny that you say it.
That's what happens. Go ahead. Sorry, we had a little audio in the background.
Sorry.
It's okay. Go ahead.
I just noted down. If you have time, quickly ask Andrew, what is actually my grade? Not because I'm like, oh, am I the perfect pupil? Like,
no, you're an A+ student. You are an A+. You are A+ effort student.
That's the funny thing, because I just so totally don't feel like it. Because
it's natural for you. But you're going for better than the A+. And there have been plenty of people that have graduated school with a 4.5 and a 4.6. Those are the kind of people that, graduate with 2 PhDs.
Is my problem like, when you say you're going more than A+, is my problem like, girl, there is nothing. Okay, just sit down now. There's no A++++. Just stop.
Yes, there in effort there is. Yes, there is.
Oh.
Yes, there is.
So now it's like, now I'm anyway done, in the sense like there is no need for me to hustle.
No, you need to work. You've got the A+ in effort. There's other areas that you're at B-, like dealing with people who tread on your journey, who take away from their emergencies, those are B- and C+ efforts of those people. You've got to raise the rest of your frequency to match the A+. And then what it comes down to is personal responsibility. What spiritual skills and schools techniques do I want to take on to advance myself for the next 2 years of my training?
For now, I'm like, what really I think resonates with me is like this, just sitting down, just really just working on this, not really working, but turning inwards, trying the direct path with its self-realization, like
Yes.
realizing,
Which is
not
all
thinking.
responsibility. You are the only one that's responsible to self-actualization, self-realization, or self-denials.
Responsibility in the sense that I have to take the responsibility and do it.
And follow through with it and maintain it and learn to work with it at a responsible level. Your level of awareness is equal to your responsibility, and your responsibility is equal to your level of awareness. And every time you expand your awareness, you are taking on more responsibility to maintain it.
Oh. What would you do? You have any suggestions? Like this is the best way.
Have you ever done a flotation tank?
No, nothing like this. I actually don't even have the possibility to find these stuff.
You might actually have one in the big city there. You should really look around. If not, there's a business for you to start and make a fortune in your country. And I mean a fortune. Okay?
I actually am planning to leave it soon. Not really leave it soon, but I'm born and raised in Germany, by the way. I just came here for 10, 12 years or so. And now I was actually planning to go back again. This is the point where I say, I really don't know what to do with my life right now.
So let me answer your question from before. You're at a state where you need to be able to enter the high frequency lucid dreaming state, so you can start having some really extended lucid dreaming states in which all these spiritual skills and tools and techniques that you've learned over many years, you can apply them into that no time dreamy state. And the most effective way to get there right now is using flotation tanks, because by design, it instantly puts you into the high delta, just before sleep paralysis, lucid dreaming state. It is zero sensory input and allows you to go right into the void energy and go in mass visual creations and journeys, as well as the medical benefits of floating in the Epsom salt water. Okay? Yeah. Conversely, there are other machines out there that can assist you, pulse electromagnetic therapy, but you don't necessarily need machines. You need space away from people, but you can't become a monk.
No.
Okay?
No.
Therefore, you need to know how to regularly take journeys into the mountains, the canyons, the oceans, getting on boats by yourself, going out into the ocean, having that freedom to let down and give yourself the gift.
Yeah. I guess now is the perfect time.
Yes, no better time than now.
Yeah. But this lucid dreaming stuff, I never have visions or lucid dreams or so. I'm not this, how can I say it? The third eye type.
You don't need to have vision. You don't need to see things to have experiences. You've had plenty of experiences that had nothing to do with sight. And many, many, many people come on my show. I don't see, blah, 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 blah. Woe is me. I have no visions. And then when you start to talk to them, they have plenty of experiences that aren't vision because they expect to see something. Let all the expectations down. And what you'll discover, the majority of all mystical experiences are like a living memory. It has no vision behind it. When one gets specific vision, it's because there's an activation frequency making a vision a very unique part of it.
Yeah. But you know what? Honestly, if I would experience something like this, all these spiritual experiences, what people talk about, it's not like, I want this. I would actually shit my pants.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Like no, you wouldn't shit your pants. You'd come out of it with a head scratching moment and go, was it real? And then you're like, well, if it is real, I've got to go back in. Am I afraid? If it isn't real, then it's not going to scare me. That's what's going to happen to you. And it's a matter, are you going to go back in via curiosity or the fullness of your heart going, that was real. That was my message. Now I must take on the responsibility to that awareness and learn how to re-enter that state without a form of fear affecting me. It's going to the edge of unknowingness and going, I am not afraid.
And what to do with the information, I don't even know if it's right, but all the masters or like the Buddhist stuff or the Far East stuff, where they say, no matter what vision you see, just go on, just move on, don't get stuck on these, don't look for spiritual experiences, or don't get stuck, or don't chase them, just go on, go. Where does it end?
So first thing first, hold on. First thing first, you can't get lost in the story. Once you get lost in the story, you've missed the whole point of the spiritual experience. Spiritual experiences are there to advance you to the next experience, the next experience, the next experience, the next experience. And when does it end? When you no longer need a body and you're able to have tens of thousands of experiences simultaneously as a multidimensional, multifunctional, bilocated, trilocated, or septuply located frequency in many different forms of time. Think. Okay? Yeah. It doesn't end. It just gets stronger and stronger and stronger with more data input coming. Until such a time, you can have several dozen experiences simultaneously running at a very refined rate. Like when I'm doing this session on you, there's several dozen versions of me that are using the Akashic Records or reading frequency, all looking at you from a different angle and a few other eyeballs looking at the audience.
You lucky bastard.
But I trained hard to do this.
But I'm so tired now.
I'm tired.
So much work still to do. Nah, just kidding. We have to go through this. Yes. Okay, I think the time is up, right?
You guessed it. Thanks a lot for calling in, darling. You were a lot of fun.
You too, Robert. Bye.
All right, Robert. I had a lot of fun with her. Let's spin up the wheel of callers. Yeah, spin up the wheel of callers and see who's next.
All right, Hillary Berthaud. You're getting a signal to unmute.
Hillary, are you there? Once. Hillary, are you there? Twice. Next.
I'm here.
You made it before the T and the next came out.
Thank you. I was pressing my phone as quickly as I could to unmute.
All right. Where are you calling from today?
I am in near Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
Thank you. I would love for you to give me an Akashic reading, please.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm 43 years old. I'm a massage therapist. I was a middle school teacher for 10 years in Washington State. And I moved here to Georgia to be an apprentice, to study with a teacher and a healer. And here I am, continuing on my path of healing myself.
So what kind of massage therapy do you do?
I call it nurturing massage. I'm a kid whisperer, and so I've always been good with children. And when I trained to become a massage therapist, what I discovered is that bodies are like kids, or like a preschool or a classroom. And so the bodies talk to me, or I can feel and perceive the pain or trauma from childhood. Or the ache or the pain to me feels like a little kid that just needs to be held and rocked and soothed.
So has COVID shut down your massage business?
No, thankfully in Georgia, it's a little more, it hasn't been as, I'll say, intense as other places. The governor did say that for 3 weeks back in April, I wasn't allowed to work. Massage therapists weren't allowed to work. And then we were able to return to work with, certain protocols in place. And what's really unusual is now the wellness center that I'm working at, it's like we've had months with not requiring masks for patients. And now just today I got to work and there's signs all over saying masks are required.
Okay. Can you do a session with a mask on?
No, I do not do a session with a mask on.
Why?
I know my clients, and when they come into the room with me, I say you do not need to wear a mask because I want you to have full amount of oxygen. And I ask them, are you okay if I do massage without a mask? And if I've only had one woman a couple months ago that was pregnant, and I kept a mask on because I wanted her to feel comfortable. But all my other clients, they're fine with me not wearing a mask, and they prefer not wearing a mask themselves during massage.
I fully understand that. But as COVID gets more and more crazy, don't be surprised if they shut you down or they just say you have to wear masks, and they'll come in and shut anybody's building down not wearing a mask.
Even during the massage session?
Even during it, yep.
Wow.
The draconian measures are going to get hard. And I've been telling a lot of people that are body workers, you have to adapt now, or just understand the entire nature of the service body worker industry has completely been turned upside down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have felt, I guess, fortunate or lucky that I've been able to kind of fly under the radar, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. I know people have been out of work since mid-March. They haven't been able to have any clients because their area doesn't allow any body work.
Wow.
At all.
That's horrible.
I cannot tell you how many people are salon owners and hairdresser owners that are trying to figure out if they choose bankruptcy or get another PPP loan. And even if they get the PPP loan, that's not going to stop the fact they still have to pay their rent. Okay? So what can you do to adapt for yourself right now? You there? Robert, did she mute again?
She got muted. I'm sending her a request.
Are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. I am a teacher. I feel like that's really my spirit and soul is a teacher. So like, even this weekend, I'm teaching a class called Boundaries, a boundaries class. I have done online classes through creating private Facebook groups and doing, live sessions and teaching different topics. Like I did a beginning tarot class, and I've done a goddess mastery class. I've done a magic money manifestors group.
Okay, so you've got the experience under your belt. Now you have to put them into application and implementation.
Yeah.
Okay. There's more money for you to be made. I'm going to be blunt. More money for you to be made online than doing 40 sessions a week.
Right.
And are you tired of doing 40 sessions a week?
Well, see, I'm really careful with my body. I don't want to burn my body out. So I only do about 12 sessions per week.
Okay.
Massage sessions.
How do you really survive? How do you really survive on that though?
I have a really minimal lifestyle. I hear what you're saying.
Why are you living so lightly though? So many healers make that giant mistake.
Yeah.
You're not meant to live just above Pauper Life.
Yeah.
You're a healer. Respect yourself.
Yeah. For me, that did feel like respect, that I didn't want to work as much to keep my body. I like having I like time. I like free time and a luxurious morning time. So there's a lot of value in that for me.
I understand that.
And I do desire, I desire a new car and, a new laptop and all these things that will make my online presence easier to do.
Listen, you don't need a brand new laptop to go online. You don't need to spend $1,500. You can get away with a $400 laptop to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. You can do everything via Zoom, and the professional Zoom account, I think we pay $60 a month for.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's plenty of other features that don't cost anything. You can still do it. Right. Okay?
I get that.
You can't live. You asked for an Akashic record reading, and here's what your Akashic records was going to tell you. 100 lifetimes where you lived just above pauper level and couldn't implement your grand plans. Okay? You have a blueprint of a grand plan. You just spoke it out to everyone, what you've done from beginning tarot reading. I can tell you right now, there's probably 10 people in the Zoom room right now that would pay for a beginning tarot class. Yeah. Okay. If you're in the chat room right now, would you pay for a beginning tarot class online? Let's say it was $20.
Yay!
Okay? That's
Thank you, everyone.
20 people right there. That's $200 you could have made off of that.
Yeah.
Or $400 you could have made off of that.
Okay.
How many sessions is that?
I did a beginning class. It was 5 classes once a week, and I charged $65 for 5 classes.
Okay, good.
It was like, yeah,
It's $12 a class, whatever it is. $15 a
Yeah.
class.
yeah,
Okay.
okay.
You can start putting
So I just,
3 or
yeah, I
4
need to
classes. Supplement your money so you can start doing more with your grand plan.
Okay.
Okay, and you can still do your 12 massages a week. Okay, 48 at the end of the month, and still have your
Mhm.
basic cash. But if Georgia gets shut down, you're fuckered.
Mm-hmm.
How much time before you aren't able to pay your rent or anything else?
Right, right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there's some other things in your Akashic record. Just being a martyr.
Mm.
Like the last lifetime you were before you are this, you were a Catholic nun who just martyred herself for the religion over and over and over again. And when you died, you just saw your martyred lifetime.
Yeah, cloistered away.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
So when's the last time you've been in a relationship?
It's been 2 years ago ish.
Okay. Are you going to become a nun?
No, I do not desire to be a nun. No. I desire to be in a relationship. That's part of my healing journey is
What's stopping you?
In the past I've attracted men who are addicts.
Uh-huh.
My father was an alcoholic, and I have that I have a heart for the underdog or the I feel like I like to rescue a project, not
do you take on projects?
Yes, I desire a partner, not a project.
Okay. Well, the part of you that the picker inside you, that psychic picker,
yes,
you got to have a talk with her.
Okay.
Okay. No more projects.
Right.
That's your human resources manager inside you.
Okay.
No more projects.
Yeah, I'm done doing projects.
Every boyfriend that you've had that has been a project, you knew damn well they were a project as soon as you first met them.
Right. It's true. And that's part of the martyr in me that's seeking that out.
Okay. I can fix them. No, you can't.
Right. It's not my job. I'm really clear on that it's not my job.
No, it's not your job. What is your job?
My job is to be magnificent and be my authentic self and live a joyous life.
And
with lots of prosperous cash.
Okay, and
experience loving relationships that are reciprocal and
push yourself to the edge of your unknowingness. And what else do you want that's in your unknowingness? Pull something out you've never did before. That's part of that and.
In regards to relationship or myself?
No. Go to your edge of unknowingness. What do you want in your life that will fulfill you?
I to have my own little cabin in the woods, to be off grid, having a massive, amazing garden, growing all my food.
Look how well easy you flowed. There'll be 20 other callers that couldn't get past the first and.
Yeah.
Okay? You got the gift of flow. Use it.
Thank you.
Okay, it's not about elbows and thumbs anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
Just ride the wave.
Use the tongue.
Surrender.
Use the tongue. Okay.
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 All right.
Put together a list of 20 classes. Even if they're 1-day class, 2-day class, 5-day class, make a nice menu of services and ask your wellness center if you can advertise them, even if it's just a freaking flyer.
Okay.
Okay. Make a website. It costs you to go to any of the website builders. They're all drag and drop, and it's you coming up with about 10 pages of text that describe you, what you do, and it's all there for them to be confident enough to hit pay now.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm totally ready for this. I'm totally ready for it.
I know you're ready. Well, let's go back to relationship. When's the last time you've actually been intimate?
It was last June.
and it was good intimate.
Oh, Well, does self sex count? I'm really great at.
No.
Okay.
No.
Wow. I don't think I've had a really like a true intimacy, and that's part of what I'm working on as well. I recognize that in the past, when I've been in a sexual connection, I am not being intimate, and I recognize that I want to be in control, or that I'm controlling, and that is not what I desire.
Why do you have to be in control?
Whew. I mean, it comes from childhood, feeling out of control, or that my environment wasn't safe. So it's a habit that I know is not serving me.
Have you ever tried to explore control for eroticism's purpose?
What do you mean?
Not necessarily dominatrix, but controller tricks.
The thought of that makes me cringe a little, because it just weirds me out. Even though I'm such a control person, I don't think that I would want the dominance part, or the
dominance does not have to be destructive, especially when you have a willing partner who's there to explore.
Well, and that is what I desire, is a partner that is willing to explore, so that there's enough trust there. I trust myself and trust the partner.
Yeah, but you're in a situation. You're in a situation. You have zero potentiality of that in your immediate environment. So you got to start trusting. And is that going to happen the next 4 to 6 months? My guess is no.
Yeah.
You don't have enough in you to play the field enough to determine who I'm going to trust, who I'm not going to trust, who I'm going to talk to, who I'm not going to talk to.
Right. Yeah, I'm not good at dating.
You've hidden yourself away so much, you've lost those unique social skills.
Okay, so then what do I do?
You're too much of the healer when you're not at your job.
Yeah.
You got to learn to turn off the psychic skills and stop being a psychic brat when dating. Okay?
Ah, that's huge.
Yes. That's called trusting the universe, but still allowing discernment versus I'm walking into your field and feeling you out and looking at every little corner and lifting up your shadow and shining light on it. That's obtrusive.
Right. And
all you other psychic empaths out there, that's obtrusive. That's not being a good light worker. That's being a bad light worker. That's psychic brat.
Yeah. It's a violation, boundary violation.
Absolutely it is. So what can you do to start training yourself to not be boundary violating, but still trusting of your own inner intuition? Intuition does not violate the boundary.
Wow. I'm not sure. I need to be with it. Like, this is really expanding my mind right now.
I get it.
My mind is expanded.
Right now, COVID is the gift that keeps on giving, and I will say that over and over and over. And if you let COVID give you the gift, you might find at least Mr. Right Now to explore long enough to get your bell rung so you can recharge those batteries and get some of those social skills back.
Okay.
Okay? And it's okay to be control-y. You just talk about it, erotically talk about it beforehand.
Okay.
Okay? And don't be chicken about it.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Thank you, Andrew.
You're welcome.
Appreciate your guidance.
You're welcome. Thanks a lot for calling in. All right, Robert, let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who is next.
Okay, Clint, you're unmuted with Andrew.
Clint, are you there?
Do you hear me?
Yes, where are you calling from today?
I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, first, I would just like to thank you. I had a malevolent entity in my home, and I used the revocations to evict it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How did it feel to do that?
Very empowering, very empowering. And I've been using the revocations as part of my hygiene, as you call it. And my life is moving in the direction I want it to go now.
Wonderful.
More than
So
it was.
on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard was it to evict the entity?
5. I just had to have gusto, like you said, and be present.
And once you found it, it slunk away and is going to look for somebody else who's got no gusto.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you for that. That was really.
You're welcome. That's why I give out these tools. They're there. They're there for you to use, like a hammer, a whip, a chainsaw, a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
It's all about the effort you put behind them.
Right on. Right on. So I'm moving into a coaching practice, and I'm also looking to get my story out there. So your coaching about videos is cool. So I'd like to know what you see there for me.
So what kind of coaching did you take?
So I'm a certified shaman of the Cairo of Peru.
Okay.
I do shamanic services. I've been studying alchemy for about 5 years, different hermetics and zeptepi.
Okay. Does your shamanism use medicines?
No, we do not
Good.
go to ayahuasca as it's not a go-to, no.
Okay. So you have lots to teach people that have nothing to do with medicine. Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So shamanism as a video-based thing, it's all going to be about giving them tools, tips, techniques, and hammering home how important a daily practice is.
Right.
How often on my shows do you hear me with the sledgehammer? Daily fucking practice, bitches. Daily fucking practice.
Constantly,
and they don't do
man.
it. And you gotta be willing to hit home when a person says, I do it once a week, and go, that's C- effort.
Yeah, that's right. That's weak.
It's weak. If you want me to train you, you have to at least be B effort.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take on lazy students. Fuck off.
Yeah, that's me too. I have people who approach me and if they're not going to be committed. So I push that point. How committed are you? And then when they come back, miss an appointment, I say, are you going to produce results or excuses?
Exactly. Now, the thing is, you also want them to pay ahead of time. No refunds.
Yeah, right. There we go.
Clearly, but no refunds. Because a lot of spirituality people are flaky fucks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
It's true. They're
Flaky
in the
fucks.
moment.
Okay?
In the moment, very positive, and then they fall into their fear mode and whatever.
Okay. So the next thing here is, do you have any video creation experience?
No. I just have a phone gimbal, so I can make a tripod. And I'm kind of.
What kind of phone?
It's just Android.
Is it a modern one or is it an older one?
Yeah, it's an S10.
Okay, you got a good camera inside there. So the only thing you really need to do is have lighting on your face.
Right.
So you can buy one of those little circle podcast lights or something like that, and then you can go and get a $20 green screen. And Zoom that we use here, it works with Zoom green screen, and recently Skype added green screen background to it too.
Okay.
So you can begin to, because Skype and Zoom all have their own recording features, you can start producing your own videos.
Yep.
And the key to what I've learned is you got to be in the zone of the shaman teaching. And sometimes it helps to have one or two people in the room just to play off of.
Mm-hmm.
If not, it's entering that space where you could confidently talk about a subject for 30 to 40 minutes.
Right. Yeah, so podcast is also something I'm thinking of. So we have the conversation,
So here's the thing with a podcast.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If you do it once a month, you only put out 12 shows a year. If you do it twice a month, you're only putting out 24 shows a year. Mm. And when you're putting out 24 shows a year, that's a lot of topics if you've never done it before. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people who are in the shamaning business and 24 shows, they give away all their shit for free, and the paid stuff doesn't have any more value to it.
Gotcha.
So what you have to do is come up with a huge list of free stuff. That's what I have. That's why I have the revocations. I have all this stuff that I give out for free. And when they're ready to come into the paywall and say, I want to learn these more, they already know what they're going to get. They already know it's high quality. And then they jump into Living the Mystical Life Daily. They jump into the Psychic Defense class, whatever products they choose to jump in at the price point that they want. Now, the next thing is marketing. Do you have any marketing experience?
I do have extensive sales experience, sales and marketing. So
Like what kind?
mostly in the IT field. However, I have.
Do you know what a CRM is and how to set a funnel up to a CRM?
Sure.
Okay. Just because you know what those words are means you're 10,000 hands and foot above everyone else.
Okay.
Okay. For anybody that's out there that doesn't know what a CRM is, it's client relation management.
Right.
It's a software package. I personally pay $400 a month for.
Salesforce is one that's pretty popular.
It's okay, but it doesn't give you the techniques and doesn't allow you to do all the other things. I use something called Entreport.
Okay. Right.
Okay. And it's right up there next to Infusionsoft, which is the top of the line.
Right.
And this allows you to put lists, allows you to see what every client has done. It allows you to connect data and analytics to it so you can actually see how your audience grows or doesn't grow, what they like, how many emails are opened, what unopened, because you're going to have to create a funnel as soon as the person first touch, as soon as they sign up for your email list. What is the train of stuff that's going to be dripped out to them? I have a 52-week drip out right now.
That's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
MailChimp sucks.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So the drip campaign, all of that. Okay. Yeah. Good.
That's it. That's all you need to know.
Plan.
That's all you need to know. The drip campaign is the free stuff, plus the reminder of the weekly shows or monthly shows. And then you're going to want to, like, twice a year, do a free webinar or a smaller paid webinar. Here's Shamanism 101. Have you ready to get up off your ass? Are you ready to do a daily practice for the next 2 weeks? Here's the $90 course.
Yeah. Okay.
And then at the end, they get $90 off of whatever you're going to sell them for the longer course. That's called value-added incentive.
Yep. Okay. Good stuff.
Now, coaching. What would you charge for coaching?
I don't know yet. The number that comes up is $800 a month.
You're not going to get that out.
Right. So what do you think?
So you need a digital course that they can put their own time into. And then you're going to need to understand it's not just coaching. It's groups of people coming together once or twice a month that are all paying for the same thing. Then each person has individual time with you connected with group time.
Yeah, right.
Once again, it adds value. It allows you to teach. Let's say the groups meet twice a month, whatever day it is you choose. That's where you assign homework. That's where people get to know each other. And then their individuated session, that allows you to go to the $800 a month. If the course is going to be a year or a year and a half.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Because 12 times 8 is what? 96. So you're asking to spend $9,600 for the year. Okay. And you break that down.
Group makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Right. And then if you break it down and let's say you do 2 90-minute group classes, which is 3 hours per month, so that's 36 hours, and they get a half-hour private with you every month. That's another 6. So that's 42 hours. Each person gets 42 hours a year divided by $900, $800, or sorry, whatever it is, $900 a month. Okay. And that's your hourly rate. Okay. Here, let me do the math. I'm curious.
960 divided by 42.
Yeah. 960 divided by 42. $22 an hour.
Right.
Is that acceptable for you? No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Okay? That's why you have to have the course that they pay for, and then the coaching thing, the ongoing mentorship, student perception, so that you're upping that rate. So you're still going to need a $900 or $1,500 course. That's all pre-recorded stuff. 101 to 107. Okay. Now, when it comes to making videos, you got 2 choices. Go to someone who knows how to do videos or learn to do it yourself. Most people who learn to do it themselves make mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake, and it never comes out the way they want.
Yeah,
Then they go to someone And because they've made so many mistakes and they truly don't know what they want, the product they get is not what they actually need for what they're teaching for.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to have someone that's done digital products from the ground up before.
Mm-hmm.
It just can't be a person that does wedding videos.
Right. One of my business partners is a cinematographer, actually. So I'll go see what we can come up with.
Because your stuff's gonna come in the editing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know when you're in the flow or not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're gonna need to make a script. Whenever I do products, I use a teleprompter. I don't always read it word for word. Sometimes I just scroll through it because I know my material like the back of my hand twice over. And I bet you do too.
Yeah, you just use it as a backup. Yeah.
But there's going to come a point where, let's say you've got, let's say in your year-long lesson plan, you've got 90 lessons you want to teach them. You want to make sure that every time you go to record a lesson and you're in that high frequency, you can pause, take a drink of water, and come back to it. And your editor's going to use a 2 or 3 camera setup.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah, that's good stuff.
And I reverse my. I use a lot of times. I'll reverse. I'll put my teleprompter in reverse. Hey, I missed this. I missed that, and it's great. You can pause.
Right.
Get back into that frequency, and then the next thing is, obviously the clothing you wear defines the type of class that you're putting in too, and all the little accoutrements that you put around you.
Right. Yeah, I've been thinking about what it's going to look like. So I'm at the very beginning stages, and these are all excellent ideas. So
you don't need a set designer. You need to make sure it looks like a shaman's house.
Sure.
I can't tell you how many fucking videos I have me next to a fire. I don't want to do any more videos next to a fire anymore. Okay?
Yeah.
But one of your ongoing things is you can go out with your cell phone into nature and just flow on a teaching.
Right.
And that's something you drip feed out for free.
Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly. Another topic, do you see anything happening with my art?
What kind of art?
It's abstract depictions of energetic being.
Acrylic, oil, airbrush?
Galactic. It's acrylic.
How long have you been doing it for?
Steadily for only about a year. It just started coming out strong.
Okay. So if you start doing a podcast and start featuring your art on a podcast, you will sell stuff. Okay, just for the exposure that it gets.
Yeah, just use it in the background. Gotcha.
Not necessarily in the background. You're going to put it in your social media sites. So anyone that starts to listen to you, it's passive, continuous passive advertisement to them.
Okay. That sounds good. Put it all together. I like it.
Yeah. So what made you make the jump from IT to shamanism?
Just knowing that the IT employment was sucking my soul.
Yep.
I met the shaman who became my teacher, and it was like meeting an old friend. So it was pretty easy when she said she was starting a new school to follow and join. So now I have a worldwide tribe of shamans. And
soul family.
Yeah, the soul family, the soul tribe,
Mm-hmm. And you're about to be inducting new members as you become a teacher.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like I'm on purpose, like I'm doing what I'm moving into my purpose, like in this life.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got a lot of things going in motion for you right now. Yeah, the only thing that's going to slow you down is your personal confidence and how you look on camera, and then how you receive the product and put it online.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are plenty of people that pick the wrong software and they try to do an e-learning platform and they have a theme for a website that can't support it. Mm-hmm. At least with an IT background, you're going to know you're going to pick a theme that can support it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which again puts you hand and foot above everyone else who wants to do the same thing you're doing, but have zero technical experience.
Mm-hmm.
So yours is just raw confidence in the material you already know, and knowing that the marketing techniques, which are drip feed and funnel, are proven techniques. The rest is, are you going to be able to write emails that are still sellable and not all shamany, because the shamany emails don't attract people.
Yeah.
They read them, but they don't buy.
Right.
Okay.
Got to be digestible.
No, it's got to be sellable.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a difference. And a lot of shamaning stuff is very, very hard to make into a sales format. It's hard.
Sure.
Listen, I broke it down. I'm selling you the unlimited point of view in my class for $9.97. Okay? That's what I had to do. How do I sell the unlimited point of view and make you want to buy it? Because that's ultimately what living the mystical life is how to break yourself out of your limited point of view and get into your unlimited point of view by claiming your authority back to have the unlimited point of view, and all the ritual and ceremony and things that you need to do as part of a daily practice that are proven techniques over and over again that get you into that high frequency, to maintain high frequency, to maintain learnedness.
Right. Okay.
Motivating people in such a way that they want to do something with it.
Right. Well, I know I do well in interpersonal, conversations. I motivate people for sure, and I have an intuitive knack to help people solve problems. So that's what's really spurring me on here.
Okay. Don't pick up a stupid idea like you're the shamanic mechanic.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't fall victim for fucking one line, 2-line taggers that are gonna put you out of the business.
Yeah, or put me in a little bitty box that I don't want to be in.
Right. You're not the shamanic mechanic there to put the hood up and cast a spell on them and put them back on the road with an oil change.
Right.
Eh?
Thank you so much, Andrew.
You're welcome, brother. Take it easy and good luck with your business.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, Robert, let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who's next.
Okay.
Hello.
Zarnath.
Zarnath, are you there?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes. Where are you calling from today?
Wow, I'm so excited. Southern California by the beach.
Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, first I want to say I recently found you and I've been doing your revocations for a couple weeks and they've been life-changing. So
what kind of life changing?
Well, my business just started growing again. So I got new clients coming in. I'm getting interviewed on a summit. So that's what's changed in my life. And I also you keep talking about bringing in your hustler energy. And that's what I've been bringing in. And it's made such a difference. So thank you. I'm going to continue with those. I wanted to ask, so I've been on this intense healing journey for about 3 years. I literally woke up one day 3 years ago and I couldn't get out of bed. And I've been cleansing and detoxing my body and doing a lot of mental, emotional, physical, spiritual healing work. And I'm super committed. It's takes all my time. And that's what I do with people as well. That's what I'm teaching them. So I'm a health coach and an intuitive. But the last 3 months, every time I get to a state of where I think I'm in flow, something comes in and knocks me really hard. And it just happened again. And I don't know if it's planetary energies or if it's part of my awakening process, but it's something that I don't know what's going on. And it takes me a long time to come out of that.
Are you in a relationship right now?
No.
When's the last time you've been in a relationship?
2 years.
And was that a bad relationship, the last one you had?
No, I was just too sick to really be able to put energy into it. I literally couldn't get it. I was in pain all the time.
What about before that? What about before you got sick?
Well, I was having the time of my life. I was single dating. I was really into Kundalini yoga. I thought I was doing all the right things with my spiritual journey, and then I just got knocked down.
Were you sexually promiscuous at all?
I have. I mean, I've been in quite a few relationships, but
Were any of
in my
them negative?
20s. So I'm 42.
Were any of them
Yes.
negative relationships
Yep.
based around drugs?
I've never been addicted to drugs, but yes, they've pretty much all have been. My dad was a drug addict too, so there's definitely a
So
pattern.
what you're dealing with is a
there.
reoccurring entity that is draining life force out of you.
Okay.
Okay.
And what do I do about that?
First thing first is you have to recognize it's feeding on your sexuality energy. And first thing, you have to learn to say no at a different way and a different level. So it's just the wave of harsh energy has just hit you again, you were saying before?
Yeah, the last 2 weeks.
It's because you stood up, took power back, got clients, and all of a sudden the dose of energy that was due to the entity that as you have never said no to, it came in and bitch slapped you. Are you
Right,
going to
that's
resist?
what it feels like. It happened a few months ago. Yeah.
Now you got to resist it and bitch slap it back. Okay?
Okay.
So tell me about your father.
So I'm Persian. He was crazy when I was a kid, violent with my mother, molested my half-sister, alcoholic, opium addict, stole a lot of money. I mean, he did anything and everything. You could prostitutes. I mean, very typical Middle Eastern man.
That is where the propensity for entities to get into your field began. And that is where you begin to do spiritual work. You got to begin to completely cut all of the energetic cords with him. You're going to get to the point where he is no longer your biological father from a light frequency anymore. Well, those are where all the back doors and loopholes that let these entities in beyond the regular work that you've done to become a spiritual woman who is a teacher, who has said all these things, because I can see your light, but you've got a back door into your frequency direct from your father. And your father is haunted as fuck.
I know. So I've been working on that for
you got to
4
work
years.
Different. You got to work differently.
But
what you're doing is not actually going after the contracts that were created before birth, and the pre-birth contracts and the pre-life contracts. This is why the contract revocations are helping you so much in your business right now. You have to see the contract revocations as a word order that you're going to selectively use to target your father as a DNA light being who is not growing, who is not learning, and is only passing on the curse of self-destruction.
Okay.
And that is not you. You're no longer allowing it in any dimension, time stream, galaxy, and universe. You're cancel, curing, and deleting all contracts, reducing them to zero minus infinity. And you have to do this in a ritual and ceremony format, which uses some kind of large fire space. Do you have place to do an outdoor fire?
Not here. I mean, if I went to my dad's house, yeah, but I don't
can't do this
there.
at your dad's. You can't do this at your dad's house. But you can go out. You can go out and get it. You can go out and get a campsite and do it. Okay.
Right, or I could go to the beach. Yeah.
Right. You can do it. Now, the contract revocations act as you're beginning to make the moment sacred, to say no to the negative energies and frequencies. But you also have to know what your father has specifically done to you physically. And you got to make a list of all the shitty things and break contracts, vows, and agreements with each and every one. Those are now experiences that can no longer affect me. I have learned from them, and what I have learned is the light being that my father, I must ban its light frequency because it has become abusive, and its purpose is to pass on negative entities to me.
Okay.
So you haven't done work like that, specific laser focus.
Right.
And this goes for
Yeah.
anyone else out there that's in a similar situation. This is the true form of name it to claim it. He's holding power over you. Take it back.
Right. And
Okay?
it's been something I've been dealing with my whole life. Yeah.
Right.
Right. Was the sickness about that too? Was that because I was like full on blooming,
Yes,
and then
you
it just
were
got
100%
taken.
you were harvested. Okay, you were
Right.
harvested by a very negative ancestral entity that's been in his lineage for centuries, and it's trying to get
Okay.
into you so that it can take over you, and all your future clients it'll have access to.
Oh wow.
Right.
Okay.
It's an insidious thing.
And it's only coming from my father's side, not from my mother's side as well.
Your mother is a totally different situation that's sending different entities towards you.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're
Right.
dealing with the Persian cultural curse. Your mother just took it, right?
Right.
Took it. Is that you?
No.
How often have you just been taking it? Out of ignorance.
I mean, oh yeah, that's happened a lot. But
Okay?
I've been standing up to it.
Then that's what you
Yeah.
have to learn. Your mother's energy, out of your own ignorance, entities will flow into you. Even more than a normal ignorant person. So you can't allow yourself to be blissfully ignorant to truths. Or your mother's side will begin to terribly affect you. You can't be gullible anymore. You got to build up some spiritual street smarts.
Right. And you mean, what do you mean by the street smarts? These revocations and calling things out as they are?
Yes, on a regular basis, so it becomes absolutely natural for you. Be willing to kick ass when you got to. Be on this female spiritual warrior. There's not very many Persian female spiritual warriors out there, and you can be a powerful teaching force to a lot of Persian women if you wanted to.
Right.
Okay? You know the culture better than anyone else.
Yep.
What you are going to learn how to cut the cords with the negative entities, you're going to be able to teach to thousands of other Persian women who then can change their life too.
That would be amazing.
Okay? It's your destiny. It's your destiny.
Thanks.
Now you accept it.
It's been
Follow
a lot
through
of
with
work.
it. It's not that
Thank
much
you.
work. It really isn't that much work. You have done a lot of work left. All that's left is the laser focus, cutting of the cords in such a potent, powerful standing that they can't come back.
And I have to keep doing it until it's
done. It will be an endurance challenge.
And then I'll know it's when it's done. Yeah.
It'll be an endurance challenge for you. Okay. It may take 4 rituals. It may take 6. It may take 2. Okay. It may take 5, and then a year later, you got to do 5 more.
Okay.
Okay. You'll know because you're not getting attacked anymore. Okay.
Right. And does it matter where I live? So when I got sick, happened to be at my mother's house, and I've been stuck here since. And do I need to be living somewhere else?
Do you have the finances to live somewhere else?
I'm building towards that.
So the answer is yes. As long as you're under their roof, it's very easy for entities to get backdoor access to you.
Right. That's been that's been the issue the whole time I've been here.
And once again, these are why
it's like holding me back. Yeah.
This is why the contract revocations are working for you. That's why your clients have come back. That's why they're working, because you're starting to close all these back doors you never knew were there.
Right.
Imagine what your life is going to be if you're not in their frequency 24/7, 365 with their Persian nose up your ass.
Right.
Right. Like a dog sniffing. Where you been?
Right. And you know what's interesting, Andrew, is I've spent my whole life like trying to live far away from them, and I got like bitch slapped back here.
Because of the
so
entity.
Hard.
Because of the entity.
Right.
You're a tasty morsel to him. You're a Persian delight.
Right. Right. And what about my brother? Is it the same? I have to cut this. Oh, there we go.
No, hold on a second.
you.
No, hold on a second. I'll answer this. Yes,
Yeah.
your brother's doing the same thing. How old is he?
Right.
How old's your brother?
40.
Okay. What's he do for a
40.
job? What's he do for a job?
He works in like comic books. He works in comic books.
Okay. So he
Can
makes
you hear
comic.
me?
Yeah, he makes comic books.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
He writes stories and I don't know what he does exactly. Something with comic books.
Okay. You can't help him though. Do you know this?
Right.
He's got to go through his own self-discovery phase. You can tell him stuff. What's he really going to take on though?
He hasn't taken on anything I've said. So
if you go up to him and say, "Hey, a psychic told me mom and dad are haunted as fuck," what's he gonna say?
I'm crazy. He already does.
Okay. You also got to move on for him because he's got backdoors into you. Do this doesn't mean you stop loving them. This doesn't mean you don't show up for family dinners. You just showed up as a protected light where they can't affect you. Okay. Your greatest thing you can do right now is make them irrelevant to your greater spiritual growth. Don't look for validation from them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, darling, I got to let you go. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
All righty, Robert, let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who is next.
All righty, spinning. Evelyn Gonzalez.
Evelyn Gonzalez, are you there?
Oh my God, yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh my God, you made it. Where are you calling from?
Santa Rosa, California.
Santa Rosa, I love that area. So, what do you want to talk about today?
Oh my God. Well, oh my God, I have like many questions, but can we do like an Akashic record?
No.
Please.
No. Tell me your questions. Tell me your questions. I'm the psychic here.
Okay, where do I start? Okay, so like I've been wondering like what my purpose is and all that, and like it makes I don't know why, but it makes me kind of sad. And I know this is gonna sound ridiculous, but it makes me like, I don't know why I feel like, okay, I have 4 kids, right? And I've been like single mom for like 7.5 years, and I feel like I barely realized that like my purpose is just to take care of them when I want to go out and like make a bunch of money and like do other things. So like, I don't know. I feel kind of like stuck though. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm not a good mom. Like, I don't know what to teach these kids. Like, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. Like, I'm a mess.
How much of a mess are you?
A huge mess.
So like a McDonald's restaurant after like 1,000 people, trash overflowing everywhere.
No, not that bad.
Okay.
But I'm pretty bad. Like, I don't know.
Are you in a relationship now?
No. Okay.
When's the last time you've been in a relationship?
Well, I had like this theory that lasted like 3 months, but like it, like, I was listening to the other callers and it was like projects. Like I knew he was a project and he ended up like cheating on me with like ugly bitches. So it was all that.
Okay. So when is the last time you've been in a relationship then?
Like a real one? When my baby daddy got locked up.
What did he get locked up for?
Oh my God, he was doing stupid shit. But okay, so he and some other of his friends, they went to go shoot up somebody's house and got caught. But we bailed him out. And then he was like on the run for like 3 years. And then he went back into jail in 2013 and he's been in there ever since.
Yeah. How much longer is he in there for?
Well, he got 19 years.
Okay. So he might get out in 12?
Yeah. And it's been like 7.5.
Are you waiting for him?
No, like I kind of was at first. It was kind of like holding me back because like he's like my kid's dad, but like I
Sure,
don't know.
but they don't know who the fuck he is.
I mean, they go visit him. Like I don't take him anymore. It was like really like traumatic, but like his mom will like take them and stuff.
Yes, because you need help. You can't do it all on your own with 4 kids.
No.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But is there a part of you that's still waiting for him to come out?
A little bit, yeah. There's like a little bit part of me, but like
you got to fire that bitch. You got to fire her. You got to fire her. Because that's what's holding you back. That's what's making you a mess. Because you're still connected to his energy, which are in prison, which is affecting your capacity to think clearly about your own self and the growth of your own children.
Mm-hmm.
You need fresh new energy in your life, even if it is a mistake of a dating person.
Yeah. Okay.
So first thing first, you asked about what your purpose is. Your purpose is right now is to get grounded. Okay?
Okay.
Grounded in such a way that you achieve a form of clarity. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
What are the ages of your kids?
My oldest is 14.
Okay.
My oldest daughter, she's 11. My other daughter, she's about to be 10, and my youngest just turned 8.
And they're all girls?
No, I have the oldest is a boy and the youngest is a boy.
Okay. So 2 boys, 2 girls.
Yes.
All at the age where they need their mama.
Yes.
Okay? So you just can't clock out right now.
No, I know.
And you're pissed off.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. So you need to go find a baby daddy's replacement.
I've been manifesting. I've been doing my journaling and stuff and like reading it every night and every morning.
Yeah, but you're not sexually fulfilled and it's all over your voice.
Oh my God, you could hear it?
Yeah. Or a woman. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Are you open to that?
For a woman? Is that what you see?
No, I said, are you open to it?
Not really. I mean, I like before I kind of wanted like
she'd probably treat you way better than she'd treat you way better than the shitheads you're choosing now.
I don't know about that.
Okay. I'm only saying this because your picker is broke.
Yeah.
Your pick the man section, it's broken.
Why?
Because you started off with broken ones. And that's how you know how to pick.
I picked the winners, huh?
The ones that win jail time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're burnt out. You're sexually frustrated. You want to be spiritual. And you got 4 kids who need a lot of your attention.
Yeah.
That's truth. You got to wake up to that every morning and say, that's my truth, but it will not destroy me. It will only make me stronger. Okay, youngest kid, Monday, Tuesdays are your day. Your other kid, your afternoon's this day. So each one has their set time where they get something out of you. And if they miss it, fuck them. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay? Go play with your PlayStation. Go play with something else. This is your allotted time because mom needs some time off.
Yeah.
Okay? Carving time out will be your hardest thing. Okay? You've got a little bit of space to do your work. Okay? But now you got to be willing to ask for support. Are your parents helping you?
No, I don't really ask them for much help.
Why?
Because they're Mexicans. No, just kidding. I don't know, because my mom didn't really like raising us, so she's not like a kid person. So I don't really ask her to help me with my kids.
That's garbage. That's a garbage. You're
but
just
it's
still
true.
You're still pissed off at her for being the mom you didn't want. And being mad at you that you got pregnant with a guy that went to jail. And she was judgmental as fuck against you and you haven't let it go.
I mean, I love my mom.
Do you enough love her to let her in and help you raise those children?
I mean, if she wanted to, yeah, but she's not like that grandma that calls and says, hey, how you doing? How the kids? She's not really like that.
Do you call her and say, hey, I'm going to need some help. Can you help me?
No.
Okay, then. Whose fault is that?
Mine, I guess.
Yours and yours alone, because you still haven't forgiven her for her judging you about the first guy. And whenever you were a little bit of a hood rat and you shouldn't have done it.
I never looked at it that way.
Hey, busted. One of the audience members busted. Exactly. Okay. You gotta have a mom to mom. Okay. And you know what she's waiting for? I told you so, bitch. And when you're a mom, you're gonna experience all this stuff. Wait till your 14-year-old gets arrested the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She already said that.
Good. How are you gonna feel if your 14-year-old gets arrested?
Oh my God.
You know, whip his ass?
I don't know.
You're gonna take the chancla out?
Maybe. No, you know what? My kids are actually really good kids, dude. I'm so glad they're not growing up like we did. They're really good kids.
Do you use the shoot? Do you use the chancla on them?
I used to.
Okay.
I used to.
The greatest Mexican parenting tool ever.
Sure.
My parents are Greek, and let me tell you, my mom was laser accurate with that shoe. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to carve time out. You got to get grounded. You have to realize the situation that you're in. You have to be willing to ask for help. You got to get over some of the judgments of your own parents and let them back into your life. Let them love you. Let them love their children. And whatever they can do is better than nothing.
Yeah.
Okay? That might actually mean you might get the house alone to yourself long enough for you to say, hey, Mr. Right Now, come on over. Okay?
Maybe.
Right, maybe. Or you can start investing into yourself.
Like how?
What kind of job you do right now?
Right now I'm not working.
Okay,
I've just started. I haven't had a job in a really long time, and my last job was like in 2014. I was like a bartender, and I did stuff that wasn't legal back then, but it's legal now in California. So that's how I made my money. Okay. And right now I just I signed up to do Uber just for extra money, I guess, but I don't know. I've been feeling kind of shitty this past week.
How do you support 4 kids?
How do I support 4 kids? I have a lot of government assistance. My rent is like super cheap. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. Like I've had like a lot of time. Like I've gone long periods of time without talking to anybody, and I'm just with my kids, and I've done a lot of inner work.
I know you have. That's why I'm talking to you this way, and we're able to laugh and come to some truths because you have done work, and I can see it in you. Yeah. The next level here is asking for help. Different kind of help. Different kind of help. The help that truly helps fulfill love inside you.
Help me out a little bit more.
You've blocked out the love of your parents. You're not getting love from any real love from your baby's daddy. Okay? You're not getting any love from the hood rats you've been picking the last couple years. Okay?
I know.
Okay? You need to let some love in your life. Some new light.
I've been working on it.
Okay? Okay, the government will pay for you to go back to school, won't it?
Yeah, I did do real estate for a little bit, but they paid for that. But then the whole fires in Santa Rosa, the Tubbs fires happened, and then I was going through some dumb shit back then too, so I stopped. So that's the thing. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I feel like I'm lazy. First of all, like just listening to you, I'm like, fuck, I'm lazy. I'm all this shit that Andrew said.
You're C+. You're a C+ effort.
Yeah, I'm a C+ effort for sure. Okay. And I've been like sliding by. That's why I feel like, damn, like sometimes I'm like, oh my God, if I didn't have these kids, I could be doing all this other stuff. But then at the same time, it's like, would I really? Like, maybe I might be like worse off if I didn't have them.
Okay. You need to find you need to find your passion.
What is it?
There's a million things that you could be your passion, but right now you're so lost in your own little mess you've created, you can't find a passion that motivates you for long enough because you've got 4 kids that all have emergencies that overtake your own emergencies. And you're too damn stubborn to ask your own parents for help.
Hold on. I just read a comment that said, do you make tamales? That's rude. No, okay. I'm listening.
Okay, let down the stubbornness.
I know I'm
Okay.
super hard-headed. Mm-hmm.
Okay. You don't need
So
to
you're
be
not
so
gonna do
hard.
you're not gonna do an Akashic record real quick?
It's not going to do anything for you. Not going to do anything for you. It's not going to motivate you. It's not going to clean up the mess that you're in. It's not going to stop you from being stubborn. It's only going to drive you into a story that's going to make no sense.
Okay.
So let's talk about passion. What have you been passionate about before in life?
You know what? Before? I mean, when I was younger, like I wanted to be like an actress, and then I must have been like 7 or 8. My mom took me to one of those checkups at the doctor's, and I told my doctor was like, "Oh, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And I was like, "Oh, I want to be an actress." And he's like, "Well, you're gonna be working in the back of Burger King if you don't get your education." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And I never liked school, so like kind of like, you know, you think that would motivate me to like get a better education, but it didn't. Like, it just kind of like shot my dream.
What did you do during school? Were you a hood rat?
No, I wasn't a hood rat. Relax.
What were you then?
I was a little wannabe like gangbanger. Like I was.
You're a hood rat. You were a hood rat. If you're a gangbanger, you're a hood rat. Same thing, different word.
Okay.
Okay. You made a lot of money selling weed, right?
Yeah, I mean,
money selling.
It came in it.
Okay. So all you really got under your belt is weed, right?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. It's not a job skill that's going to do anything for you right now.
No.
Okay. You need to get a new job skill.
Gosh. So it basically I could pick whatever and just stay consistent. I could do it.
How old are you?
I'm 30. I'm about to be 32.
Okay. I'll tell you this. If you were to get over your stubborn parts and the girl inside that's the hood rat rebel, you'd actually get her under control. You could go to school for anything.
Mm-hmm.
You could become a surgeon.
Oh my God.
Okay. You could become a lawyer. You could become just about anything if you tame the inner rebel who's always going to keep you taking off the path. You're a smart bitch. I'm going to tell you that. But you're too smart for your own self sometimes. And you just defeat it over and over again. You've taken the easy route your whole life.
Yeah.
And all that's left for you is the hard route. As a kid screams in the background.
Right.
Did you ever see yourself doctor?
No, I've never seen myself as a doctor.
Try now.
I mean, I've been told I'm like a healer.
No, a doctor, a surgeon. Somebody does heart transplants.
Wow, for real?
Yeah. Heart and lung transplants.
Heart and lung transplants. Damn, I could do that. I feel like I'm blind. Like I'm like
you're only blind. You're only blind because you're stubborn. Or you're really stubborn.
For real?
Okay. What about a lawyer?
Lawyer?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I could argue with people all day, but I never.
I know you can. I know you could argue with people. You're damn good at it. Now, can you argue with a lawyer background and logic? Yes, you can. And you'd be one mean-ass opponent on the other side.
Wow. Like, you're making me, like, think totally differently.
Yes, because you've been thinking small for the longest time. And that's the damage the drug dealing side of you did. Made you think hoodie small.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You're never going to be the big shot on the block. I'm going to be the shot caller.
Okay. I don't want to be that anyway. I've stayed away from a lot of those people.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know about the Democratic Senator Cortez, whatever her name is, Asiana Cortez?
Yeah.
What about you as a senator?
See, that's the thing. I get like mixed emotions about that because like I feel like everybody's like so corrupted and stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, like do I really want to put myself in that?
You haven't even started.
I know.
It's awful self-defeating.
I know, right? See,
Okay.
okay.
But you could be one of those firebrand speech makers that gets up there and motivates the hood rats to get out of the hood.
See, I was actually thinking of doing like YouTube and like spiritual work and stuff. But the only thing is that my speech sucks. Like I feel like
Your speech is fine.
I say a lot of bad words.
So what? I swear all the fucking time. Okay.
Okay.
So what? Spiritual people aren't supposed to swear? Those are the Karens and the Kens that run the background of the industry.
No, I mean the only thing is that I feel like I stutter a lot. Honestly, like I struggle with this.
You haven't stuttered one moment since we've been talking.
Oh my god. Okay.
You go back and listen to it. Haven't stuttered one moment. Your speech is fine. You are just too stubborn to get out of your comfort zone of the easy way.
It is. That's what I've noticed. Like since I've been listening to you, like I've been realizing a lot. Like I'm super comfortable. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I didn't see it. Thank you.
And you don't deal well with uncomfort. You fall
No,
apart.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Your future is in your hands and no one else's.
Thanks. I needed to hear that.
Okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, you don't need a man in your life to go forward.
I don't.
But that is what you have been thinking of. You've been thinking so much from the lower chakras, you haven't been able to enter the headspace of confidence.
Wow.
And that's what your young life did to you. Kept you in the lower chakras.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I see it.
Okay? Sexuality will be a part of your future. And yes, it'll help you get through some of the rough patches in life. But right now, it's not about getting your bell rung. It's about you ringing your own bell, time to go to school.
Damn. So a surgeon.
Lawyer, surgeon, psychologist, any of those high-level stuff.
Wow. Okay.
What would your mother say if 5 years from now you graduated as a doctor with a surgeon?
Oh, she'd be crying.
Okay. You'd be crying too, and each and every one of your old kids be like, holy fuck, she did it.
Yeah.
What kind of example is that to them?
I mean, it'd be a good example.
4 kids and a baby daddy in jail, she still becomes a doctor.
Wow.
It'd be an inspiration to a lot of other mothers. Be a living legend in the Mexican community there. Okay?
Yeah, I feel it. I see it. So
now, can you feel it for the next 5 years?
I mean, I'm gonna start now. Like I really been wanting to talk to you.
Okay.
Like I feel like I really needed it.
Okay. Yeah. Now you got to take it in.
Mm-hmm. So okay. So the stuff, because you're saying that. Okay. So the stuff that's blocking me, like I feel like I made some really bad choices, not just in that hood rat stuff you're talking about, but like in other areas, like spiritual areas, I got into like some really bad stuff, and I kind of feel
because you took the easy way.
What do you mean?
Everything you did was the easy way. You never had any real hard work in your life.
You're right.
So the negative spiritual experience you did were all the easy way, and those are easily fixable by basic spiritual hygiene that I talk about on the show all the time. Starting at C+ effort, which is 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week. B+ effort is 30 minutes a day, 6 days a week. A+ effort is 90 minutes a day, 6 days a week.
Damn. You know what? I actually wanted to tell you, I started doing the revocations with my kids also. Like I just started saying them, and every time like I say I revoke this and this and that, I just have them say yes. Is that okay?
Yeah, but they're at the age that they can start doing them themselves too and start explaining what these words mean, so that energetically they don't allow other people's negative energies into their frequencies and start closing the loopholes that allow back bad things into your reality. Back doors and loopholes. That's the whole point of those revocations, is to educate you on the numerous back doors and loopholes for negative things to get into your life.
Okay, yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Congressman, senator, doctor, Those are all within your potential, and you are absolutely smart enough to do it if you just stop being stubborn, stop doing it the easy way, and accept you've got some challenges in front of you. And if you ask for help, you will get help.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, darling. Take it easy, and you have a good day, and just get out there and conquer.
All right. Thanks.
All right. All right, Robert. Is Monty in here?
Let's find out. Monty, there you are. Unmute. Great call.
Thank you. Back to back to back to back to back.
I just joined. Thanks, Robert. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm talking about the other one.
Yeah, Monty, thank you.
Hey, Monty, how you doing?
Lionsgate. And I'm talking about the Saturday, not the. I think there's a movie studio called Lionsgate.
Yes,
anyway,
there is.
Yeah, it's like Lionsgate. What, they put out good product.
Yes.
Now I've only had, I think, 4 hours sleep because I couldn't sleep.
You've been here since the beginning of the show?
Yes, I have. I set the alarm and then pressed snooze and then got up 10 minutes later.
What do you think of our callers today?
Fantastic. Everyone was on point. I forgot. I missed all the numbers, but everyone answered the call. So I was in chat going 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 3 for 3, and then I think Danny was going swish with it every time as well.
So I want to point something out. I went back to back to back to back to back with only a breath between callers.
Yes.
Has anyone noticed that?
Well, now yes, because you've pointed that out. However, the flow just went all the way through. There wasn't a break. There wasn't a pause where, like, say, television would have gone to sell you some crap you don't need. But the energy was there, and so everyone's entranced, and so it's like ooh, and there wasn't that pause there. There wasn't a break in the flow.
That is the example of what hard work pays off to. When you want to become super spiritual, entering the flow and not allow anything to break the flow, caller to caller to caller. Okay, this last one, I had a lot of fun with her. I had fun with each and every caller, had their own fun aspect to them.
Yes.
Okay?
It was quite enjoyable.
Okay. The journey, what I want people to understand is A+ effort gives you A+ results. C+ effort gives you C+ results. Okay? Anyone can do what I'm doing. And I mean anyone.
Mm.
Okay? Anyone can go and read the Akashic Records the same way I do. I say this all the time. What will it take for people out there to be confident enough to do it? I am the living example. I've set the bar. Beat me, bitches. And I didn't set the bar that high, let me tell you. I really didn't.
I'm just a man in the universe. Send money. Also, with the callers, there was a lot about dating came up. So if you want to be invested in my new app, it's called Hermit Tinder.
Tinder.
Yeah, unfortunately, the distance is only, you can't go for more than 5 miles or 5 kilometers or 2.5 miles. And good luck trying to meet someone actually in the physical.
Exactly. So people were asking in the chat room, what did it take? 90 minutes a day, 6 days a week in the beginning to have that A+ effort, until I began to allow self-illumination to mean something to me. I began to chronicle my spiritual journeys, notebook after notebook, and every month going back and rereading my old notebooks until I had a stack of notebooks like that, and another stack from each year. Okay? Until such a time the teachings naturally formed themselves in the notebooks. Just the other day, I went back and looked at a notebook from 2001, and all the equal co-creation, non-competition, non-hierarchical order teachings are all there. They're all there from a series of spiritual experiences I had in some sweat lodges that I was doing. 19 years later, it's my everyday speak.
Yeah, also, you would probably see the differences because of it's not the same energy. So you'll tweak a word as an example.
In my ability to flow, but the terminology was there. Equal co-creation, explain what it is. Non-competition, explain what it is. And those all came from visions inside a sweat lodge. And what did I do? I manifested and I emanated them through my life. I made them truly mean something to me.
I'm trying to imagine a sweat lodge at the moment, mainly because it's 3 degrees outside, Celsius.
Yes,
So-
be nice and warm and comfy.
Oh yeah, like oh yeah. Just leave the door open for a second. It's a bit steamy in here. Yeah, not go a bit crazy like the Northern Europeans. Is like, yeah, let's sit in a sauna for say 20 minutes and then run into the snow like idiots. But that's just me. Yeah, it's the whole dating thing. Like you did mention to somebody, and I think last week, you know, you could find someone for dating in the lockdown, and it's like
It was you. It was you. All those ladies out there that are near him. Monty is open to dating.
Yes, in stage 4 lockdown, so you have to be in a 5-kilometer radius from my house. That's the thing about this year. Remember, it's like, should I go home with this person and spend the night? Now it's, should I go home with this person and spend 2 weeks? Like there's the commitment's more there.
I thought, what is it? What do they look like under that mask?
Well, there is that as
that's
well.
the adventure. That's the adventure.
Yeah, that's the adventure. Don't be disappointed by, you know, they could be a psycho. It's just like take the mask off and oh. Actually, I did share a meme. It's like the Czechia scanned some condoms. Do you need a bag, sir? No, she's not that ugly. And I love putting those memes up because it's amazing on Facebook who laughs and everything. It's like, oh, you found that funny. Interesting.
When I was younger, I had a friend named Marco that liked to work gas station jobs. He liked just working fucking late night gas station jobs. And people come in to buy condoms, and sometimes they buy the extra large ones. And he'd say to them, "You sure you need that size?" While there are other people waiting around, turn purple.
Are you sure? Like, are
you sure that's the right size?
Yeah, you're gonna get lost in the desert and you need to collect water.
It's gonna end up like a big giant balloon at the end.
I'm not sure she'll be satisfied with the windsock size, sir. Try and say that drunk. Now, Monday. Oh, Monday. 4 days ago. So long ago. Welcome to time travel, ladies and gentlemen. Beirut. I've seen video footage of a black circle coming in like the Dam Busters, if you've seen that film.
Yep.
It's a great film based on a true story of how the Allies developed a bomb to skim along the water to take out the dams to flush out most of the Nazis' infrastructure. I've seen a photo where after the explosion, there's 2 planes. I also understand there's a computer program called Photoshop, and it's just, you know, I'm from conspiracy world and I'm tired. Because
you're tired of the conspiracies. Can't it just be a natural disaster for once?
Yeah, can't we evolve?
That's the conspiracy. It's a natural disaster.
Yeah. And so we did have a chat off air. So there was, like, they say it's fireworks and it's nitrate. You know, you've got I'm sure you'll expand on the mainstream story. But I mean, I remember I asked you, it's like, why? So what is your take on the whole thing? Because it doesn't look right.
Well, like I was telling you yesterday, they're developing a really nice cover story that's very easy to believe. They're blaming this Russian who went bankrupt that owned a sinking ship that had 2,700 tons of ammonium nitrate that was going to Mozambique. Ha ha ha, what a story. And then all these people who were trapped on this ship for months with no food and no water and this giant floating bomb inside the harbor. And then the corrupt Lebanese government said, oh, ammonium nitrate, Hezbollah, let's put it in this hangar right next to the airport, right next to the port, and leave it there for 6 years and not do anything about it.
Yeah.
That's the story.
Yeah, because, you know, Beirut doesn't have much conflict at all.
Right. And if there was really 2,700 tons of ammonium nitrate with the Hezbollah government right there, you really think it'd stay there and it wouldn't be used against Israel?
Yeah, I know. Habib, I have idea. Look,
I
in
have
warehouse.
idea. Big boom.
Yeah. And I haven't, well, I don't know many people that are into explosives, but it'd be fascinating to see an explosives expert sort of for me, what I found fascinating were the shockwave, where it there was the fire, the start of the fire, and that was mainly white smoke, I think. And then the shockwave, there was that just wall of smoke that came out.
That's the supersonic wave coming out.
Yep.
Okay, because what do explosions do? There's an implosion, that's the air being sucked in, and then the explosion. So that's both supersonic. That's what created the sphere, and then what created the mushroom cloud inside. Now you can have non-nuclear sized mushroom clouds. It does happen. It's all about if there's a supersonic expansion, contraction, and expansion. The key is the red smoke.
Yes.
Okay, the red smoke, and then all the sparks in between before it went bloop bloop. Okay.
Yeah.
That is not ammonium nitrate. No matter how much they're going to want to tell you it's ammonium nitrate, if it was, all that smoke up there would have been a giant fireball too. It wasn't.
Yeah, because it was powder basically. So it's
yeah. Okay. So some people say brown, some people say red. Half the world's colorblind. And that's truth. Half the world is colorblind.
Sorry to break it to you. It wasn't black or white. That's
exactly. Now the key is the sparkles that happened just before it. And the other key is there were no electrical discharges anywhere in the expansion contraction. There were no lightning storms inside the cloud itself at all.
Yeah.
That tells you it was not natural. There may have been some explosives there. There may have been 2,700 pounds of it, but there was a directed energy beam that set everything off.
Now, okay.
And vaporized everything there that left no radiation trace whatsoever.
Yeah. So did the fire, like before the boom, was it just the energy weapon that did the whole thing?
The energy weapon did the whole. The energy weapon did the whole thing. No, the energy weapon. Well, there was the beam that started the fire, because you have to have a story to cover up the story.
That's what I was getting to. Yeah. So like
now that blob that was in the air, I saw those pictures long before anyone said what it was. If you take the size of that blob and compare it to the rest of the buildings, the thing would have been like 600 meters wide.
Yeah.
Okay. That's just a fucking artifact in the picture. It's not a giant spaceship. It's not a missile either. Okay. A missile would have been traveling way too fast for any cell phone camera or any existing camera at 60 frames per second to catch anything. You got to know your cameras, and you got to know most missiles travel at about Mach 2.5 to Mach 3.5, which is about 2,900 miles per hour.
I'm just thinking, like the Pentagon in 9/11, where they couldn't really see it. Anyway, that's another story.
So the thing floating above it, nothing.
Yeah, and I saw a photo of fighter jets flying over. However, that could be just routine. That's
Beirut. That's Beirut. Exactly. They fly over all the time.
Yeah, I know. It could be Israel flying to Syria just via the sea.
Right. They fly all the time there. Okay.
Yeah, I did find it. I finally saw photos because the warehouse, I think it was next to Grain Solos, that massive building right next to it. Yeah. Which I'm thinking, it didn't do well. That half of it's gone now, and that's probably most of the food supply that they're talking about. It's interesting enough that that would have affected the blast wave a bit. But if you see the devastation, like you drag your mouse over the photos, and it's like the 200-foot crater. There's a boat on its side.
It's a 400-foot crater.
Okay, yeah. See, well, yeah. I'm getting my information from the news sites. But there's a boat on its side, and it's shocking. And I haven't seen anyone go, yeah. When something happens, it seems to be like everyone's gone, oh no, that's not right.
Okay. So now we have to ask why. This was to destabilize Hezbollah, and the existing story they're using is to destabilize Hezbollah. And this was Israel and Benny Gantz and Netanyahu going, well, there's nothing we can do to change the global narrative. Big brother that's downstairs, I need you to call the thunder down and hit this spot right there so we can destabilize Hezbollah and not get blamed for it.
So law management.
This is actually direct interaction from a directed energy source. This is the break in the global narrative we've all been waiting for.
Okay, so it's like a regional office calling up the home office in higher up management.
Way higher up, man. Well, way lower down management.
Yeah.
Hollow Earth management. Hollow Earth management. Yeah.
So instead of like sending in the, because if you look at the Israeli history, they start a war every 4 years. But if they need help from outside the narrative, like the mainstream, that's very interesting as well.
Well, this also goes back to Soleimani. Okay, Soleimani kept Hezbollah together. He kept all of the factions together. Okay, he could have been the next mullah. That's how potent and powerful this guy was. So the only way they could now destabilize Hezbollah is by having a naturalized disaster with a beautiful story of internal corruption and a Russian oligarch who went bankrupt.
So on the insurance form, it would be an act of Allah.
Yes, act of Allah.
Yeah.
Or act of stupidity.
Yeah, well, that's Well, I won't say that. But that would be but that's the thing about where part of the awakening or the change. In less than 24 hours, everyone's questioning the official narrative. Well, because
we've had nuclear bombs go off before. Tianjin, 2014, Ukraine, 2015, Kosovo. So many micronuclear bombs have gone off, and they could have nuked that too, but they didn't for a specific reason. There is a full breakdown of the factions claiming potent power over other factions. Okay.
Yeah, well, don't you say that?
And this is again a direct.
Yes,
this is a direct breaking of the rules of using directed energy weapons to take out targets that have a powerful global narrative story behind them.
Ooh, that becomes intriguing. Of what's the next move? Then it's like, well, if Henry over there's broken the rules, that means we can break the rules.
That means whoever's running, let's say Pakistan, makes a deal with a lizard.
Yes.
Okay.
The image is funny. Don't lick your lips. I just want the bomb. Now get out.
Okay. I don't want no 7-Elevens. I want the bomb.
That is very insulting. Look, just give me the weapon and
just give me the weapon of mass destruction.
Yes.
Okay.
Those Indians are fucked now.
Exactly. And then what would happen to Kashmir? Ooh.
No, would the Chinese take advantage of that as well? Because
absolutely they would.
Well, I know the Chinese take advantage of everybody. What am I talking about?
So let's say let's just put a little. Now that the rules been broken and all the other big boys are like, well, if he's gonna break the rules, okay, what's next?
Well, an element
all sorts of directed energy weapons coming out of nowhere, and a global nerve that's like, fuck, I got a lot of stories to create really fast.
Yeah, I can see the news going, da, 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 da. Star Wars is real. We're having orbital strikes. But I can see, like, not they will do it on purpose, but there'll be preemptive one. It's like, well, if they've broken the rules, who knows what they can do? Like, they could do anything, if that makes sense.
It won't be up to CIA Black Ops, real people blowing shit up anymore.
Yeah. I wonder if someone in Agatha or somewhere in the world spat their coffee across the screen when they saw that go off.
Oh yeah, like, who the fuck authorized that shit? And Bob in the background going, I got papers that said blow it up.
Look, forms.
I got forms. It said authorized. I don't know who they came from.
There's no. Yeah, so well, I do like Bashar in a transmission. Now, Bashar is the channel entity, not the leader of Syria. I have to make that point. In December, from the energy that he could see in potential, he actually said, "In your vernacular, 2020 is going to be nuts," and we've just entered August, and like, and also, you know, what, July, August. September, October, November spells Jason. And if you've seen the Friday the 13th movies, I'm very worried about the rest of the year.
So this is what I want to touch on next. So other than directed energy weapons that are invisible beams, which they've used before, there was, I don't know if you remember a situation where a Russian tanker disappeared off the coast of Britain that had military supplies in it. That's supposedly sunk. Yeah. That was the last time they used a directed energy weapon. That was 2016.
Oh, okay.
Just vaporized a ship on the surface.
Because with the Australian fires, people have theorized that there's some type of chicanery there. But I think
same thing. The same thing happened with the California wildfires.
Yeah, they're very similar, which is kind of strange. Yeah, well, will they use rail guns? That's a different type of tech, isn't it?
Totally different.
Yeah. So will they just use Jews, as they call directed energy weapons? Or will they open up the arsenal of like, the hand of Omega and, the moment and, all this other stuff that's this tech that's being shelved?
A directed energy weapon can mean a lot of things. The weapon that was used there has a 0 signature to it, meaning the energy that they're using in it, our existing science detectors can't understand it or detect it.
Yep.
Other than a heat raised or other than what our base detectors can do, it can't understand the energy.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
It takes particles and accelerates them to the near speed of light, and just before the particles strike the targets stop really fast, and all their energy comes out right there.
So it's not cracking the atom; it's pushing the atom to its cracking point,
and then hitting the brakes just enough for it to enter real space and slam into the object.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Because that's why it's by doing that. That's so close to a nuclear explosion because it's so close to a nuclear explosion, and so that's
except there's no radiation.
Yeah, because the atom hasn't been split; it's just ramped out. And then the energy is released, so that it's tension release. Tension and release instead of actually the damage as the atoms ripped apart. They take it to that point, and then just take the brakes off and go, "That's enough," and then wham.
Well, their technology, they could actually rip the atom apart and put it back together, and only selectively use the amount of energy that's from each atom that's ripped apart and put back together.
Oh well, that sounds worse. Well, yeah, August 2020. People keep telling me, 2021 is going to be awesome. Yeah, but that's at least 6 years away. The way that we're going with everything.
So the other thing, because this is about destabilizing Hezbollah, what do you know about Hezbollah?
Created by Mossad, so Israel has an enemy. And to try stabilize and destabilize the Middle East, very small, basically.
No, it was not created by the Mossad. It's created by Iran. Now there are a lot of Mossad agents inside the Hezbollah, which makes it very dubious in what it is.
Yeah,
but Hezbollah's specific purpose is to be the political branch in Lebanon that's going to continuously challenge the Lebanese government because it's in a state of eternal war for the longest period of times. And Hezbollah provides human aid and relief to all the bombings that they've gone through. So they have a lot of support from the people because they're the ones that brought medicine, food after all the bombings.
All right. Yep.
Okay. And then the Shia militias joined Hezbollah, and the purpose of the Shia militias was to go after Israel, and then they went after Iraq, Syria, and Iraq, so on and so forth. They were the weaponized personalities. Now, the main reason that Hezbollah remains in power is because you have the how do I put this? Mafia is the wrong word. Organized crime communities that run Hezbollah's drug trade, human trafficking trade, that supports a lot of the West.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's human trafficking trade, which is the
Yep.
direct access to South Africa, Mozambique, all the other places that human trafficking is a common business. And there are about 6 major cartels that run Hezbollah. Okay, and their drug trade and their human trafficking trade and all the other negative trades that they do. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. So, how can we fix the Middle East? And just even with that, like, no, I'm not going to get it.
Well, this is why there's a chance that Hezbollah will be disabled enough that a pro-world Lebanese government will come in and begin going after the cartels, just like the Mexicans are doing.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. They're right now. They're inside Lebanon. There's a list of about 10,000 people who are literally untouchable.
Ooh.
Okay. In a country of less than 8 million or 10 million.
Yeah,
untouchable. That list has to be reduced to like 10.
Yeah. Is that why that part of the real estate on the planet is because I'm sure it's been earlier, but I remember like the 80s, Beirut was a major war zone.
Right. It used to be the jewel of the Paris of the Middle East. That's what Beirut was known as. It was a beautiful city, literally called the Paris of the Middle East.
And of course, it was have the shit kicked out of it all the time. And
right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So what strategically, what does Beirut represent?
Well, it's between Israel and Syria, isn't it?
And Turkey.
And Turkey as well, yes.
Okay, it's a major port of stop. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Lebanon also represents, if oil pipelines were going to come, that Beirut port would be the perfect port to go to.
Yes, yes. Well, here in Melbourne, we have a lot of Lebanese community.
Well, there's no more port.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no more port. Okay.
Yes, the photos.
There will need to be a worldwide Arab coming together to help save Lebanon. There'll need to be a metaphorical Beirut aid like Farm Aid was in the 80s.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. It cannot survive the destruction that was there. And that is the destabilizing factor. Even all the cartel money is not going to save it. It's only the cartel money is only going to make it worse. Yeah.
So is it a chance for healing in the long run? Because what I've been noticing the last 10 years, when a negative thing happens, using the whole thing that virus is a fear, that they, with bunny ears, they should, they want this reaction. But a lot of people are going, well, no. And they're, it's the opposite, where a lot of, because of everyone's thinking of Beirut at the moment, and a lot of people want to help. And it's not like, oh, well, things happen. This one's like, oh, dear. I haven't, as I said, everyone has been an element of grief from the incident.
Okay. Which will then, the global narrative will have to figure out what's it going to do. And that was the reason the directed energy weapon was used in this way.
Oh.
Okay. Now, when there's a power vacuum, what happens?
Yeah. And the Middle East is used to that.
Okay. All sorts of shit try to take over. And that means this one directed energy weapon that blew up the port, all these factions are going to come in there.
Yeah, I saw an article actually about someone who's been reporting from there for many a year. And there's people, no one was crying. They're very tired because apparently there was economic collapse and then COVID and all this stuff. And then this, and it's a country being, bombed out continuously. Those people are very resilient. I know the word.
Resilient, yeah.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, because it's been shattered again. And so you're going to, those power moves are going to be very fascinating to see what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
However, because in this moment of now, it's not going to be really shady, because there's too much transparency. I'm not saying it won't happen, but it's going to be quite easily to sort of follow, if that makes sense.
That's right. And here we are, just before the Lion's Gate. We've had a giant boom. What's next?
Well, didn't Hiroshima, was it the same day as Hiroshima? Because I know Hiroshima was around about this time.
I don't know. I don't remember the date.
Yeah, I don't either. Hiroshima as well as Nagasaki. That was early August. And, before the Lion's Gate, which I would think because of the energies, it's very unstable. That's what I'm feeling. And so, yeah, my Saturday is going to be awesome. Well, actually, now, what time does, because I know you mentioned there's like a nanosecond or a second that there's the Lion's Gate, the center point opens and closes. What time is that in Roman numerals?
So you have to be Egypt Giza Standard Time.
Okay, yep.
So from the Giza Plateau, which is based off of the face of the Sphinx. Yep. Okay, so Giza Standard Time. Now, I see people asking about Betelgeuse. Yes, I talked about that there was a potential that light could make it here. Still in potential. Okay. That's the supernova that went off 400 years ago.
Yep.
We shall see what's going to actually happen. All right, Auntie, we're at the end of the show. I've had a long day, almost a 12-hour day, and I need to take a break. Thanks a lot, everyone. Wednesday, on Tuesday, we said we're having a Friday show, but we had our Friday comedy show. So not this Friday. Next Friday, Monty and I will be back for an incredible comedy show. And I will be back this coming Tuesday. So, Monty, why don't you give people a way to get a hold of you?
I'm on YouTube, Wafer Thin Entertainment, and just put up another Monty Dean show, as well as on Twitter, if you go into that cesspool, at Real Monty Dean, and just on Facebook as Monty Dean, and on Instagram, Monty.Dean.
All right, everybody. All right, everybody. It's been a great show, and we will catch you this coming Tuesday. Take us away, Robert.
Each different bubble of reality is true.
A galactic historian is a person that looks at all the lines of dramatic karma.
Nudge, nudge, it's the Holy Grail. Improvise. Mysterious. It's counter psychic intelligence.
Why is DNA farming of this star cluster so important?
Because we do manifest our reality. We do create our reality.